Hello and welcome back to tonight's men's-women doubleheader between the Eureka College Red Devils and the Spalding Golden Eagles. Again, I'm Thomas Harrison, bringing you all the action from tonight's contest. Alongside me is Kyle Cashdollar. Kyle, why don't you tell me a little bit about what you expect to see here out of the gate from the Eureka College Red Devils?
Yeah, offensively for the Red Devils, I'm looking for more of the same quick transition offense. That's when they're at their best. And also working the ball inside out, get those perimeter looks. Defensively, they've been working on some full court press a little bit. Expect to see some of that and adjust from there.
This Eureka College women's team comes in averaging 10.8 steals a game. Like Kyle mentioned, they have been showing some full court pressure, especially pressure of the ball handler all the way across half court there. Typically, you'll see that coming from point guard Josie Morgan, a freshman standout. But as we get to this point in the season, Kyle, you still see the freshman indication on the roster, but these really aren't freshmen anymore. They've been through over half of a college season. They've been here, they're experienced, and it really shows as they play a lot of meaningful minutes, and they've been very effective for the squad.
Yeah, absolutely, and not just Morgan, but there are a few other freshmen that have been forced to play some big minutes this year. And early on in the year, we were, I wouldn't say concerned, but we were kind of keeping an eye on that, and they got valuable minutes early on, and now they're able to contribute.
As we get ready to take the center circle for tip-off, the starting lineup for your Spalding Golden Eagles will be Teese Goggin, number 25, Malia Hearn, number 40, Allison Just, number 21, Megan Going, and number 24, Alex Martin. The Red Devils win the tip there, and Kennedy Dura will kick off the scoring just 5 seconds into the contest with an easy layup. And again, like Kyle mentioned, that quick offense in transition right there. This team is one that will get out and run for the Red Devils. So now the Spalding Golden Eagles look to answer here as they will drive left. Kennedy Dura tried to poke that one away as she is so good at very quick hands and oftentimes will force some turnovers, get a lot of blocks. Kind of strange for a guard to see someone alter that many shots down low. She is very good defensively down low. While we have a little bit of a break in the action here, we'll get you the starters for your Red Devils. Right there, like we mentioned, number 3, the junior guard, Kennedy Dura. The freshman at number 22, Josie Morgan. Number 44, a freshman guard, Olivia Falls. Samantha Sarnes, number 33, a senior guard. And it will be number 10, Ashley Harfs, rounding it out for the Red Devils there. A junior guard, and Olivia Falls getting an easy 2 with the left down low on the block. Olivia Falls, we've seen her get in some foul trouble early in some contests. When she plays a clean defensive game, she is definitely a game changer for this Red Devil team. Yeah,
she's definitely somebody to watch this game. And right there offensively for the Red Devils, that was a beautiful job of breaking the press.
Yeah, very physical, and she will fight for those rebounds down low. It's very good offensively. A player that plays at 100% all the time. You will see her flying up and down the court. Definitely someone to watch for this team here as the Red Devils have a 4-2 lead, 8:55 left in the first quarter of action. Now Falls will set a screen for Kennedy Dura, and that 3 will be nothing but the bottom of the net. The Red Devils coming out very hot offensively, have yet to miss a shot. And we talked about Falls right there, very physical. That screen, she not only set the screen, but then she cleared out the path for Kennedy Dura. She had room to the basket, but she chose to step back and hit a wide open 3 right there. The Red Devils with a 5-point lead here, 8:34 in the contest. However, they will pick up their second foul and send the Golden Eagles to the free throw line. Kyle, you mentioned in the pregame a little bit about how we weren't maybe concerned about the lack of depth on this team, but just wondering how it would play out with the smaller roster. And you see that time and time again, if a team gets in foul trouble, like here, the Red Devils having 2 quick fouls, without a deep bench, you really have to manage minutes more and really kind of change your style of play. As now Kennedy Dura is facing pressure in the backcourt as she will throw the long pass cross court. It will be tipped away and stolen by the Golden Eagles there, and then there will be a double dribble right there as number 40, Allison Just, came away with the steal, but was just never really able to get control of that one. Harfs will inbound this one to Dura. Not as much pressure as she saw on that previous possession. She will go far corner to Ashley Harfs, who tries to drive inside, again kicking the ball inside out, as the Red Devils have a lot of good shooters on that perimeter. Josie Morgan gets the ball over the top, jab step, she'll step back, give it to Harfst. 8 seconds left on the shot clock, and Harfst will turn that one over. Another steal by the Spalding Golden Eagle team. Right there, good defense by Josie Morgan, able to get back. You see right there the Red Devils flying back defensively and having 4 defenders there, able to get that rebound.
Yeah, so far Spalding is doing a nice job on defense. Unfortunately for them, they just can't finish at the other end.
Yeah, Spalding's 4 points, all coming from the free throw line, have yet to make a field goal attempt. And here they're looking to reset the offense. Falls will guard Alex Martin out on the perimeter, as right there they get the first field goal to fall. A layup on the inside there from Martin. So now Dura looks to get to the rim. Has to pick up her dribble, but a nice backdoor cut by Samantha Sarnes and Kennedy Dura. We talk about it game in and game out. The court vision she has right there, forced to pick up the dribble, turns and finds Sarnes backdoor for the layup. 9-6 Red Devils, under 7 minutes now in the corner. As that layup attempt no good, rebounded by Falls, and here come the Red Devils off and running. 4-on-3, they have the numbers advantage. Kennedy Dura tries to drive to the basket, splits the defenders, no good, but tipped up. And they'll say that is out of bounds by Olivia Falls. Team again in transition, a lot of speed here. Not a ton of size for this Red Devil team, but they certainly have the physicality and hustle. This is a team that will definitely fight down low. We talk about they just absolutely fly around the floor. You never see anyone jogging. It is always sprinting to a spot so you know where your teammates expect you to be. Now again, Falls guarding ball on the perimeter. That long two, no good, rebounded by Harfst. The outlet pass Dura, she goes over the top to Falls. Nice pass there from Dura, and Falls able to corral that one, lay that one in for 2. 11-6 Red Devils.
Great job there. That looked like a touchdown pass in the back corner of the end zone there.
As now Say Gangan will bring the ball across timeline as they will try to work on the perimeter, but this Spalding team not having a lot of success shooting. Right there, a nice drive. And again, Olivia Falls with the hustle play right there as she gets her feet set outside of the restricted area, takes the charge right there, and the Red Devils will regain possession right there. Olivia Falls has done a great job throughout the season being in the right spot at the right time. So now we'll see a sub for Spalding. That will be number 3, Hunter Wright, checking into the game. Josie Morgan will bring the ball across half court, looking to work quickly. Samantha Sarnes with it on the perimeter will hand it off to Ashley Harfst, running the weave. Josie Morgan finds some space from the left wing, and she will knock that 3 down for the Red Devils. 14-6 here, 5:40 and counting, as Spalding will call a timeout here. So the Red Devils have pushed that lead to 8. Kyle, we've seen a lot of what you talked about in the pregame. Tough defense, trying to work that ball inside out, and some outside shooters. Great transition offense. And right now we're seeing a lot of what we saw from the Red Devils against McMurray, where they came out and it seemed to be all Red Devils early.
Yeah, it's almost a perfect start for the Red Devils, up 14-6 about halfway through the first quarter. I mean, this Spalding team is coming into the game 11-6 and 6-2 in the SLIAC. So this is a test at home for the Red Devils, and so far they're doing a great job.
Earlier this season, the Red Devils dropped a contest on the road to Spalding, and they were certainly looking to avenge that loss here at home. And they, like you said, Kyle, they have jumped out to a hot start, virtually a perfect start for them. Offensively, it seems like they're finding the shots they want. They've done a good job driving to the basket, drawing attention down low, but those shooters are knocking down shots. And then defensively, they had 2 quick fouls, have since cleaned that up. Good to see. And they're just playing all-around great perimeter defenses. Right there, they force an air ball, and Samantha Sarnes will come up with that rebound. So now Josie Morgan trying to drive. She'll step back left wing, go between the legs, and they will look to swing the ball. Samantha Sarnes will hand it off to Harfst. Josie Morgan trying to cut to the basket again, finds a little bit of space. Kennedy Dura, touch pass, 2 falls. They'll swing it back out. Sarnes thought about it. She'll pull that one back out. Under 10 seconds on the shot clock now, as the Red Devils will have to get something going here. 5 seconds left and ticking. Samantha Sarnes from the right wing. That one will tip around. No good. Rebounded there by Spalding. Alex Martin looking to go coast to coast there, but cut off by Falls. Now Spalding looking to find something with the weave on the perimeter, trying to split a double team right there. And number 25, Malia Hearn will head back to the free throw line. You can see Sarnes not too happy about that call. She looked like she was going straight up, but may have gotten Hearn with the leg as Hearn was trying to split the double team. Spalding has been very aggressive so far. They've been trying to work the ball down low, even though Eureka has been cutting off a lot of those lanes. Hearn knocks down the pair to cut the lead to 6 for the Red Devils, 14-8 with 4:46 in the first quarter. So again, Spalding will give a light press right there, really just pressuring the inbound and then falling back. A lot of traffic down low as the Red Devils will kick that one outside to Sarnes. Now she tries to drive around the key. Durr tried to get that one down low. A lot of traffic as Spalding will tip that one out of bounds. Now we will see Sierra Seals, another freshman for this Red Devil team, checking into the contest for Olivia Falls. The long inbound there will go to Seals as she faces a trap, but they will say she traveled before she kicks that one out. It'll be a turnover for the Red Devils here, 4:30 in the first quarter. T. Scoggin will bring the ball across half court. Josie Morgan has done a great job all season of really forcing the ball to the side of the floor. She wants it. You can tell they go over that in film. This team had done a great job of scouting their opponents prior to the contest, but Josie Morgan really dictates where the opposing teams take that ball right off the break. So now they will give the ball back to Morgan. Morgan looking for something by herself, some isolation there. She will give it off to Sarnes. Wanted to cut to Dura, but Spalding doing a good job defending that one. So it appears there is a shot clock issue. The shot clock was not running as the officials will head to the scores table to get everything figured out. (14-10) Eureka, 3:34 here in the first quarter as the officials right there. Eureka had the ball for quite some time in that possession. Without the shot clock running, could be tough to determine exactly where to reset it, as now they will come to the scores table and get everything figured out.
Yeah, that's tough. There was probably only 10 or 15 seconds left. We'll see what they do here. The game clock kept running too, so we'll see what they reset that to. Looks like they're going to put it back up 2 seconds to 3:34.
It's now a free timeout here for both sides. Head coach Amos Arbogast, really you have to think how just preaching much of the same they were talking about coming into the game, as the Red Devils have really executed everything very well. You know this is a good Spalding team. Like you mentioned, 6-2 in the SLIAC, one of the better SLIAC teams, a team you lost to on the road previously in the year. But that second time around, you always have to think it's hard to beat a good team twice, especially on the road. And while the Red Devils in the standings are only 3-5 in the SLIAC, I feel like this team is much better than 3-5 would indicate. Yeah,
and it seems like they're coming on strong of late as well. So they might be this game might be happening at the right time for Eureka to pull out a win here against Spalding.
As we look at the upcoming schedule for the Eureka College women, there was a game last Saturday that was supposed to be against Greenville, of course, a conference matchup that was postponed due to weather, so we're still waiting on that game to be rescheduled. So that will be another conference game. But in just a few short days, the women will be on the road at Westminster before returning home to face Blackburn and Webster. Of course, at this point in the season, everything from here on out is conference, but a couple big conference home games coming up. And this team has been very successful at home throughout the season. You like to see those home games down the stretch if you're this Eureka College team. So now Kennedy Dura's pass just out of the reach of Harfs. That'll be a turnover for the Red Devils. 14-10, 3:40 here in the first quarter of action. T. Scoggin will bring the ball across half court once again, guarded by Morgan. Morgan really forcing the issue, starting to start the offense off to the far side of the floor.
Yeah, Morgan wasn't even in front of her. She was right on her right arm.
As that a long three from Spalding, no good. Rebounded by Morgan. Great job boxing out down low there by Sarnes and Harst. Now Kennedy Dura will hesitate, drive to the basket. Almost slipped there, but able to regain her footing as she will kick that one cross court to Sarnes. Looking to swing that one back across to the far side of your screen. 13 seconds left on the shot clock. Harst trying to drive down low, but cut off, forced to pick up the dribble. Now Sarnes three just off to the left side, rebounded by Hunter Wright. Now T. Scoggin will try to start the offense, working quickly the other way. The Red Devils did a good job getting back. However, there is an open man on the perimeter. That long three, no good. But tipped back in by Spalding and recovered by Wright. Spalding here extending this possession, usually something where Eureka has thrived at getting those second, third chance looks. But here Spalding will get their second chance. Now Alex Martin with the free throw line jumper, no good. Rebounded there by Sarnes. So they will put the ball up the floor. That long pass tipped away and stolen now by Hunter Wright. As T. Scoggin 3-on-2. Spalding right there. Martin will try to get to the basket. Hesitation, nice adjustment in the air there from number 24, Alex Martin. That pass over the top to Sarnes as she will try to drive baseline. And she is fouled. That is a block by Malia Hearn, as we see a couple of subs here checking in for both sides. For the Red Devils, Jakeisha Hawkins and Olivia Falls.
Yeah, Falls checking back into the game here. It seemed like when she came out, Eureka started to, that's when they started to lose the lead a little bit. We'll see if Falls makes that impact coming back into the game, if they can extend it out a little more.
As that lead has been cut to 2, the inbounds pass there will go to Sears. To Morgan off of screen by Jakeisha Hawkins, the pump fake. Gets the defender in the air, but nothing there as Kennedy Dura now drives the basket, spins and puts that one in with the left. Again, Morgan just light pressure on T. Scoggin as she brings the ball up the floor just enough to try to alter the offense. Martin now with the three. That one will be good as Spalding has cut the lead to 1. Where now finds Jakeisha Hawkins, steps back right around the free throw line, puts that one in for 2. Jakeisha Hawkins, an underrated shooter on this team, a player that comes off the bench, but she has hit some big shots for the Red Devils down the road.
Yeah, she instantly comes into the game, gets the ball, and puts up a shot. I love to see that confidence.
Now 18-15, and Josie Morgan forcing T. Scoggin to stutter step right there. That will be a travel. So we are just about a minute left in the first quarter here. Eureka with an 18-15 lead. Again, you mentioned Falls checks back into the game. Jakeisha Hawkins comes in, a quick shot. Sometimes you see coaches, they kind of preach, you know, get your legs under you, as that was her first action of the contest. She hadn't seen minutes. She wasn't up and active, of course, throughout the first 9 minutes of the contest. But she comes in, she's loose, she is ready, makes a big shot to extend this lead. Now Spalding will find the open man on the perimeter. That one no good. Tipped around and rebounded there by Kendall Powell. She'll put that one back up and in for 2. So there's a 5-second differential on the shot clock here. So the Red Devils, it looks like Coach Amos Arbogast telling them slow it down. Just give it back to Spalding with a few seconds left. Hopefully extend this lead back to 3 or 4 before the end of the first quarter. Will hesitate, drive to the basket. That shot partially blocked and rebounded by Spalding. They're out and running in transition. Is that an easy 2 for the Spalding Golden Eagles? They take their first lead of the game. Josie Morgan puts up a half quarter as Eureka had the lead the entire quarter until the last 3 seconds there, as Spalding will take the 19-18 advantage there. We saw Eureka up by 8 points at one point. Kyle, what changed there? What did Spalding do to get back into this one?
Well, defensively, Eureka was dominant on the boards for, I'd say, the first 7 to 8 minutes of the game. The last few minutes there, they struggled. There were 2 instances off the top of my head that Spalding got second chance points, and you just can't have that against a good team. Offensively, there's a fine line between great court vision and unnecessary aggression, and they might have just towed over that line a little bit. I'd like to see them bring it back in and get a good shot.
Yeah, where early on in the contest you did see a lot of great passes there, working the ball to the inside. Like you mentioned, I do think we saw a few things kind of forced there towards the end as Spalding started making the comeback. Maybe Eureka got out of their offensive strategy a little bit, tried to force some things. This is a team, they're great at making adjustments. You oftentimes see them come out of the half with a lot of intensity. And hopefully here they come out of this quarter and we'll just have that intensity, get back to where they started this game, and hopefully they can extend a lead here. You always want to go into halftime with a nice cushion. It gives you room to where you can adjust to what they're doing, but at the same time, if a team makes a little bit of a run coming out of the half, you're still in that safe zone.
Yeah, we mentioned in pregame getting the ball inside and working out. I'd really like to see them make it a point to get Olivia Falls the ball more inside like they did in the first quarter early on.
Now we will start the second quarter of action. Alex Martin will run the point guard duties for the Spalding Golden Eagles, and right there, quickly trying to get to the basket was Megan Going. Falls tried to take the charge right there, but it looks like she was just a half step too late. And now Going will head back to the free throw line, and Ashley Harfs will check into the game here for Kennedy Dura. Spalding, it really looked like early on they were going to settle for the outside jumper. They have done a much better job as of late driving to the basket as they have found those lanes that Eureka initially cut off. So now on the inbounds, they will work back to the near corner. That three off, no good. Rebounded by Jakesha Hawkins. They will call that one a carry on Jakesha Hawkins as it looked like she tried to put a head fake on and work towards the right side, but that will be a turnover for the Red Devils. We'll give that ball to Allison Justice. She tries to work left. Nice pass down low there to Kendall Powell, but unable to finish as she had a wide open look on the right block. Josie Morgan, they're trying to find Seals backdoor, nothing there. She'll find Harfs, but really needing to spread the floor right there as you had 4 or 5 bodies in the paint. Keisha Hawkins now, that three, no good. Rebounded by Olivia Falls, put up, no good. She's frustrated with herself on that one. I think she just got a little too fired up. She had the open look, but she tried to do it too quickly. Then right there, gets back, alters that shot. Martin gets a second chance at it, no good, and now pulled down by Falls. Great job there of not letting the offensive struggles affect her defense as she came right back down the other end, altered a shot, and then came down with the rebound. (18-19) still the score. Nobody has made a field goal yet until right on cue right there. Spalding will hit a three, go up 22-18, and you can see head coach Amos Arbogast is frustrated as it appears the team just came out pretty flat right there out of the break. Where we talked about, we hope they came out with some intensity. Spalding with the advantage here early in the second quarter.
Yeah, just the perfection of the first half of the first quarter, it's about the opposite right now. It just seems like everything is not going well, or nothing is going well, I should say, for the Red Devils right now.
Spalding is a team that's coming into this contest pretty hot as they're looking to put up 5 straight victories. They could do that with a victory here tonight. But of course, the Red Devils are looking to stop that run as they have won 2 straight of their own. Make that 3 straight, actually, as they knocked off Robert Morris University Springfield on Sunday. So these teams, 2 teams that really started to heat up at the right time. Spalding coming in 6-2, but still just good enough for 4th place in the SLIAC standings. Like you mentioned, Kyle, this could be a big win for the Red Devils here as they go down the final stretch of their 2018-2019 season. Josie Morgan there as the Red Devils here just slowing things down a little bit, really focusing on running through the offense. As that three comes up short for Ashley Harfs, it will go out of bounds. Be Spalding ball, but it looked like there was some contact there as she came down, landed. She hit the floor, but no call. T. Scoggin now works left side as that ball poked away by Harfst. Just barely able to keep that one in bounds was Allison Just. So they will try to work back inside to Hunter Wright as she'll put that one up long with the left over the rim. Rebounded by Samantha Sarnes. So we'll try to run the weave here, find something inside. But Kyle, like you mentioned, struggling to work that ball inside as they find Falls right there. But Falls still on the perimeter with that one. That three-point attempt no good from the left wing. Now 2-on-1 for Spalding, and they will get that one to fall in transition. Spalding now with their largest lead of the contest, 24-18. Hars will give it to Sarnes. Sarnes will look to set up the offense. Just not a lot of motion here or for the Red Devils. Falls will set a screen. The little pick and pop right there as they find Olivia Falls down low. Nice play call right there and great execution there by Sarnes and Falls. Now T. Scoggin will drive, and a tough pass to Hunter Wright right there, but she will put that one in for two, get the Spalding lead back up to 6. Falls sets another screen, tries to post up down low, calling for the ball, not getting it. Ashley Harps with the ball now on the perimeter. Something this Spalding Golden Eagle team has done very well defensively is cutting off the shooters on the perimeter. They have played very tight defense as they are just playing a man defense, but sometimes you see a help man, you see people sagging off trying to help down low, but they're just cutting off the passing lanes to the shooters on the perimeter.
Yeah, they definitely made an adjustment there at the end of the first quarter. They saw what Eureka was doing and made an adjustment to stop it, and they've done a great job here in the second.
As that pass there tipped away, stolen by the Golden Eagles again, 2-on-1. As that one, great defense there by Sierra Seals, getting back, altering that shot, forcing the miss. So now Josie Morgan tries to go over the top to Olivia Falls. That one will be tipped out of bounds, and Eureka will retain possession. Spalding their large lead for contest, an 8-point deficit here. The Red Devils are facing 28-20 with 5:53 in the first half. Morgan will inbound the ball to Falls on the near side. Great play right there. Just the pass right out of the reach of Samantha Sarnes, as she would have had an easy 2 right there.
It's amazing how quickly this game has just completely changed. The momentum for 3 quarters of that first quarter was all Eureka, and it just got zapped away instantly, it seemed.
Yeah, 1 point and 8-point lead of their own now turns into an 8-point deficit as Spalding has come out with a lot of intensity. Defensively, I feel like this is the best that the Red Devils have seen here at home from an opponent, as Spalding, like you mentioned, they have cut off the shooters. They are really staying tight on their man, even though you see a hesitation sometimes. We see Josie Morgan or Kennedy Dura so good. The hesitation driving by, Spalding is very quick, and they're able to recover.
That's another thing that is hurting the Red Devils. Also, Dura with 2 fouls early in the second quarter. That means she has to sit for a large portion of the second quarter.
As the 5 on the floor right now for the Red Devils, Josie Morgan, Olivia Falls, Sierra Seals, Ashley Harpst, and Samantha Sarnes. Again, the scores table is trying to get everything figured out here as the scoreboard turned off momentarily, but it is back on, and we are back in action here. Alex Martin there for Spalding will extend the lead to 10, 32-20 here, 5:30 and counting down in the first half. Seals to Sarnes. Sarnes, jab step she tries to work against what appears to be a zone now for Spalding, changing things up as they came out in the man set. Sarnes loses that one, pins it on her back, and that will be a travel. Another turnover for the Red Devils. That's now Kennedy Dura checking back into the contest.
You know, I was just thinking it might be time for Coach Arbogast to say, you know what, we need a spark plug here, put Dura back in the game, even though she's already got 2 fouls, risked getting that 3rd in the first half, but you got to do something here down 10, and I think it's the right call.
You see head coach Amos Arbogast from the bench really just calling for some intensity here from his team as Dura checks in, and immediately right there you could see where she would typically go up and try to fight for that rebound. She backed off a little bit, a smart play right there. That one will roll around and be a jump ball. possession will go to the Red Devils here. As Dura, a player that can impact the game in so many ways, whether it be her court vision, her ball handling, her shooting abilities, or her defensive intensity, somebody you definitely want on the floor for your team at all times. Dura will get the ball now on the left wing. The screen from Falls. She will hesitate, looking for the pick and roll right there. Nothing, but she recovers, gets the basket, puts it in for 2. So now Spalding, they will get the ball on the perimeter to Malia Hearn. That 3, no good. Rebounded there by Dura. Dura looking to be that instant spark plug like you mentioned, Kyle. She will now step back. She thinks about it. Cross-court pass, threading the needle right there to Ashley Harps, who takes one more dribble on the baseline, puts that one in for 2.
So far, it seems like this is exactly what the Red Devils needed. Just insert Dura back into the game and good things happen.
Instant offense. She's a player that plays with so much toughness. And when this team is down, she gets angry. It's right there. Spalding, T. Scoggin will put that one in from the baseline. But she is a player, like I said, just plays angry, and she hates to lose almost more than she loves to win. You can see she just got in. She was frustrated. Instant 4-point impact off the bench. So now Eureka will inbound the ball from underneath the basket. Josie Morgan will look to inbound this one. Eureka with the box set. She finds Falls on the perimeter. Will hand it off to Morgan now. As Dura thinks about the 3, had some space, she will drive, find Falls. Now Falls trying to drive to the basket, up with the left. A rattle around the rim, no good. Rebounded by Hunter Wright. See Spalding swing this ball around the perimeter. The Red Devils finally getting back in their defensive set. That one no good, rebounded by Dura. Dura brings the ball up. She will kick it to Harfs. Harfs tries to drive through the paint. Puts it in, but it will be waved off as there was a foul on the perimeter there by number 2, T. Scoggin. (32-24) Spalding over Eureka here. 3:18 in the first half as Eureka looking to mount a comeback here before the end of the second quarter. It appears Kennedy Dura had some space right there on the right side. Morgan just missing that one, but she will get it to Dura. Rebounded by Falls. A strong rebound right there. Puts it up and in traffic right there. 3 defenders around her, but the big physicality right there by Olivia Falls puts that one in. Now Dura tries to poke that one away from Wright, but she will recover and put it in for 2, as right now everything that Eureka does, Spalding has an answer for it on the other end. Morgan gets it to Dura, and Dura will take over the point guard duties for the Red Devils. She gets some room on the perimeter. That 3 long, no good, rebounded there by Hearn. The Eagles will look to push on the other end. That 3 no good, but Martin will get her own rebound. She finds Hunter Wright and puts that one in as she came right around the lane for the rebound, as now the Spalding lead is back to 10 points, 36-26 here with 2:18 left in the half.
I think Spalding might have lucked out there. I thought there should have been a travel call. It looked like out on the perimeter that she caught it and then took her 2 steps, and that should have been a travel in my eyes.
Right now, we talk about the 10-point deficit Eureka is facing. Head coach Amos Hargas forced to call another timeout. He inserted Dura into the game, was a spark plug right there, but then Spalding came right back. And this is a team 6-2 in the conference, 11-6 overall. While they're in 4th place in the conference, this is a very capable team, a team that looks to make a run at the conference title. And they're showing why they have earned everything they have so far this season, as this is a tough, tough team that it flies around the court, plays a lot like we have seen Eureka play in the past. Now coming out of the timeout, Kennedy Dura will once again run the point guard duties here for the Red Devils. Josie Morgan with the step back 3. That one rattles around and falls. Big 3 there for the Red Devils. Hopefully the spark they need to go on a little bit of a run here. Martin will swing this one in the perimeter to Megan Going. Now Spalding will answer with a three of their own. Again, everything Eureka does, it appears Spalding has an answer right now. So Red Devils look to reset the offense here. Hand this one off to Harfs. On the left side, she tries to go down low. That one poked away by Wright and now stolen by Martin. She'll go over the top to T. Scoggin. Great job by Josie Morgan right there of flying back on defense. It looked to be 2-on-1 for Spalding, but Morgan tips that one off of the Spalding Golden Eagle, and the Red Devils will regain possession. Josie Morgan will go back to the point here for the Red Devils as Falls comes up top to set a screen. Not a lot of motion here for the Red Devils. It looked like maybe they were looking to go isolation right there, but Harfs will try to drive left side of the basket and be fouled by Hunter Wright. She will head to the line for two. Kyle, we talked about earlier, the Red Devils had 2 quick fouls in the first quarter, 2 quick fouls here in the second quarter, but other than that, they've really played a fairly clean basketball game. As Harfs puts that one in for two. Spalding there with 2 fouls of their own. A very quick first half, really. Not a lot of stoppages. We talked about the lack of fouls. It looked like it could be a foul-heavy game. Neither team having a particularly large roster, so something both coaches have to be happy about.
No, and that's what you like to see, too. We've had games earlier on in the season where it just drags on. There's so many fouls, it seems, every possession, but this has had a nice, brisk pace to it, and I think that's what the players want to.
As it always seems like it'll work out that way. We talk about the lack of fouls, and now 2 back-to-back fouls. That one will be on Josie Morgan. As now the Golden Eagles will head back to the free throw line. 39-31 here, Spalding over Eureka. So that first free throw is no good for Allison Just. 1 minute, 1 second left. The Red Devils have to get something going here. You have to get a little bit of momentum here going into halftime so you can hopefully come out with that intensity we've typically seen.
Yeah, 2 missed free throws there from Spalding is huge for the Red Devils to get back into this game potentially.
So now Harfs thinks about it on the left side, hesitates, goes to the baseline jumper, puts that one up, no good, tipped around, and eventually rebounded by Martin. Goggin with the ball, she will give it back to Just wide open there as somebody lost their man in transition, and an easy 2 points for Spalding. Josie Morgan now trying to get something going on the other end, gives it down low to Falls. Falls looking to make the post move, puts that one up hard off the backboard, no good. So now the shot clock will be turned off. So there are 17 seconds and ticking here. Spalding will hold for one final shot. Goggin gives the ball off on the left wing to Going. Now Martin with 4 seconds left on the clock tries to put the moves on Seals. The free throw line jumper up, no good, as that will bring our first half of action to an end. 41-31 here. Spalding really putting it on in the second quarter. So I'm Thomas Harrison alongside me, Kyle Cashlotters. We will take a quick break and be back right before the start of the second half as we will go over a little bit of what we saw in that first half and a little bit of what we look to see the Red Devils do and change up, hoping to get back into this contest. Hello and welcome back to the Christine Minotti Bullwinkle Arena and Convocation Center here on the campus of Eureka College. As we welcome you back to the Spalding Golden Eagle and Eureka Red Devil matchup. The Spalding women are up 41-31 over the Eureka Red Devils. Kyle, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you think this Red Devil team needs to do to turn it around in the second half?
They really, as cliche as it sounds, just get back to the fundamentals. They struggled defensively on the boards late in that first half. They need to lock that down, work fast in transition. Like we said at the beginning of the game, they started to do that really well, and then it kind of fell apart towards the end of the first half.
Yeah, I would definitely say in the first half, the advantage when it came to adjustments was definitely on the side of Spalding as they faced an 8-point deficit and rallied back to turn that into a 10-point lead. Like you mentioned, Kyle, just really getting back to the basis of Red Devil basketball, where you see the aggressive play in transition. You see the steals forcing a lot of turnovers on the other end, and it really looks like Spalding was a team that did much more of that in the first half. So now we are back in action, and a quick traveling turnover there from Spalding as the Red Devils will get the ball back as they're now attacking the right side of your screen.
Another thing that plagued the Red Devils late in that second half, there was just way too much standing offensively. Early on in the game, they were weaving like crazy, really moving the ball. And at the end of the half, everyone was just standing pretty much.
Yeah, not a lot of motion there as the Red Devils with a turnover here. And great defense there by Kennedy Dura. She comes up with the block and will get that ball right back for the Red Devils. So now she will go cross court to Harfs. Harfs, the hesitations. Now she tries to drive baseline, puts that one up. High shot there, tipped around and eventually corralled. Actually appeared to go out of bounds and looked like from here it was off of Spalding. Looked like number 21, Megan Going, may have gotten a piece of that, but they will say it is off the Red Devils, and it will be Spalding basketball. As T. Scoggin will once again run the point duties for Spalding here. She gets it to Martin on the right side. Just trying to get that one off to Morgan. As you can see, head coach Amos Arbogast here from the bench. He really just wants intensity right now out of this team as Spalding shot right there. No good, but tipped around out of bounds. That'll be Red Devil basketball. Like I was saying, head coach Amos Arbogast just wants the intensity, the fire that this Red Devil team so often plays with. It looks like Spalding was really just able to shut that down, and they had all the momentum closing out that first half of action, really slowed down the Red Devils. So now for a bit of a weave there, they'll get to Sarnes. Sarnes' three-point attempt, no good, rebounded by T. Scoggin. Goggin now pushes the ball up left side. That one rattles around, no good. Rebounded by Harfs, and she is off and running the other way. So right there, Harfs looking to push the ball in transition, but Spalding had the numbers as he passed down low, 2 falls, just a bit too hard off the backboard there, rebounded by Just. So the Red Devils here will go back to that man defense. They went to a zone for a little bit, but Spalding really had a lot of success finding the open lanes down low. That pass tipped away, stolen, and right there we see the outlet pass to Harfs, the layup 4-2. Great look there by Kennedy Dura. Maybe the spark the Red Devils needed right there in transition, is that's how we typically see this team thrive. We see them getting out and running in transition, a lot of full court passes to open layups.
Yeah, and you love to see the hustle there from Harf. She saw the turnover and just instantly took off the other way. She wasn't looking for the ball. She just put her head down and ran, and the ball got there.
Yeah, Dura so oftentimes will just sit back and play quarterback there off of a turnover. She knows she will have somebody running down the floor. Right there, she saw it, did a nice job of putting the pass out in front so Harfs could get it in stride and lay that one in. 43-33 here for Spalding. She kicks it out to Sarnes. Drive kicked back out, and Martin tips that one out of bounds. The Red Devils will retain possession here. But again, Spalding doing a good job of cutting off those passing lanes and really limiting the looks from the perimeter. As Morgan will put up a 3 there. She gets that one to fall. Cuts the lead to 7 for Spalding, 43-36 here as we are 7 minutes left in the third quarter. So now it looks like Spalding has come out a little bit slower offensively. Maybe that's where Eureka can take advantage here.
It's a little bit surprising, really, because they were dominant when they were going fast.
So now that pass almost out of reach, 5 seconds on the shot clock as they're I believe that was number 25, Malia Hearn, split the defenders right there, and Dura trying to get a block right there, but she will get a piece of the arm, and now Hearn will head to the free throw line. That first free throw attempt, long, no good. Spalding came out a perfect 4-4 on free throws since they have struggled here. If they struggle down the line, that's something that you usually see come back to bite teams as you get into that free throw game as teams are trying to cut down the deficit. Second one rattles around but will fall. 44-36 here, Spalding with 6:38 left in the third quarter.
Something interesting to me here, Coach Arbogast decides to leave Dura in the game with three fouls. You just got to trust your veteran player to play smart, maybe come off a little bit earlier than you would and cut down on the fouls.
Definitely a veteran leader on the squad, has been a part of a lot of success that this team has seen in the previous seasons. This team lost a lot over the past few years with players graduating. Dura is one that stayed around. She saw a lot of time as a freshman, a lot of experience as this team made that championship run. You mentioned the veteran presence right there with 3 fouls. Oftentimes you might pull a player off the floor here early in the second half. But down by 8, when Spalding has really had their foot on the gas and have really been pushing to extend this lead, Eureka is just holding off the surge, and I think Dura has been a big part of that. You can see Eureka is forcing Spalding to work much deeper into the shot clock than they had in previous possessions, but right there, an open shot. Eureka fortunate that one does not fall as they will come away with the rebound. And Josie Morgan looks to lead the break. She gets it to Harfs. Harfs has some space on the perimeter. Long, no good. The high arcing rebound will go to Seals as the Red Devils get a second shot at it. And Dura's shot just tipped away. She's able to poke that one out, but it is recovered by Goggin. Now it looks like both teams playing with a little bit more intensity here, as it almost feels like the second one team slips, this game could be over. Right there, Hunter Wright tried to go around the lane with the left there, no good. And now Martin will foul Harfs.
Yeah, that's just a silly foul there at half court. Spalding had the numbers in their defensive end. That's just an unnecessary foul.
As now there is a timeout on the floor. 44-36 here, Spalding over Eureka with 5 minutes and 24 seconds in the third quarter. Kyle, I don't know about you, but I talked briefly about how it seems like the second one team slips, the other is just going to kind of run away with this one. That seems really strange in a game where the Red Devils are down by 8, but it seems like the second they get a chance, they could be right back into this game, regain the lead. And I think Spalding can sense that a little bit. They call a timeout here. As well, there's an 8-point deficit right now for the Red Devils. It seems like they have really controlled this third quarter with the pace of play.
Yeah, there's no doubt that Eureka can come back at any point here. We saw what happened in the first couple of minutes of the game. It was all Eureka. They built a pretty big lead. They just need to get back to what they were doing.
As the first horn will sound here, coming out of the timeout. Once again, this is a doubleheader, a men's-women's doubleheader here. Make sure you stay on our YouTube channel. This stream will end at the conclusion of this contest, but there will be another stream. The link will be there on the YouTube channel for the men's stream, which will start right before that game. Make sure you stick around and enjoy this one as the men's team comes into the contest 5-10, 4-5 in the SLIAC against the Spalding Golden Eagles, 8-9 overall, 7-3 in the SLIAC. Now Jakeisha Hawkins has checked back in for the Red Devils. Jakeisha Hawkins, a player that we have seen make some big three-pointers, a great shooter coming off the bench, as right there she is wide open in the corner, knocks that one down right on cue for the Red Devils.
Yeah, another thing, she brings tons of energy to the floor too, so that'll be a big key trying to make a comeback here.
She's a great perimeter defender as well. Like you mentioned, a lot of intensity there, a lot of speed. It's right there, great job of cutting off the lane as Hearn tried to drive on her, but nothing there. Harf's trying to come away with the steal there. It looked like Sarnes was straight up and down. Looked like that was pretty good defense from up here, but the official did not agree with that, as now Malia Hearn will head to the free throw line for 2. 44-39 here. Spalding over Eureka, 4:45 left. First free throw attempt will fall for Hearn. The second shot is long, no good. Tipped around, but eventually corralled by the Golden Eagles. That's something the Red Devils really have to limit here, second chance points.
Yeah, there's no excuse for an offensive rebound there on a missed free throw.
As now Hawkins comes away with that rebound. Josie Morgan throws that one like a quarterback, but is just out of the reach of her receiver, Sierra Seals. There'll be a turnover for the Red Devils. T. Scoggin running the point guard duties as we are under 4:30 here in the third quarter. Hawkins guarding just on the perimeter. The Red Devils here down by 6, but a lot of intensity, as you can feel they are just playing much better basketball here in this third quarter. But right there, Malia Hearn with a big three-pointer to extend the lead back to 9. Hawkins will swing that ball to Morgan. Morgan tried to go baseline, but cut off by Justice. She will now go cross court to Ashley Harfs, who tries to work back into the middle, puts that floater up with the left, no good. Rebounded by Samantha Sarnes, fighting for that one. They will give it out to Harfs, wide open for 3, and she will knock that one down as the Red Devil shooters are coming back into action here in this third quarter. So now, as you can see, Kennedy Dira getting up off the bench, getting ready to check back in, as Spalding will answer with a 2 of their own, 50-42 here. Morgan now calling out the offense. She will hand that one off to Harfs. Harfs, a big scoring threat for this Red Devil team. It's been a little cold shooting early in the contest, but has shown up as she knocked down a big 3 on the last possession. As right now she tries to go baseline once again, drives, and there will be a block on the baseline.
Yeah, as you've mentioned, it's still an 8-point deficit for Eureka, but it seems like that deficit could really go away at any time. It seems like a much closer game than 8 points.
As Josie Morgan will inbound this one over the top to Seals. She gives it back to Dura, who has checked into the game, finds Hawkins. Hawkins open for 3. That one long. Rebound tipped around and eventually corralled by the Red Devils. Great move there by Sierra Seals. Only able to put that one in. Hawkins comes flying in. That one tipped away, and now they will call the foul on Hawkins. That was a great look at a second chance opportunity. Just couldn't get that one to fall. Looks like Seals may have just gotten a little bit anxious right there, as the hesitation with the head fake got 2 defenders off the ground. She had a look at it, just not able to get that one to fall. As Morgan now will pressure the ball up the floor. Again, really trying to force the ball to the left side of the offense. Like Kyle mentioned before, not even in front of Goggin. She is just on the right arm, really trying to push the ball the other way. And that one's stolen away, read beautifully by Kennedy Dura. Now 3-on-1 for the Red Devils, as that pass to Jakisha Hawkins. Great look there, getting the defender to the point where she had to commit to guarding Dura. She was able to sneak that one by to Jakisha Hawkins. 50-44 here, Spalding with the advantage. Trying to work the ball down low now. Trying to split the double team there is Allison Just. Not sure how she got that one to fall, as it looked like she was falling to the floor herself. Splits the double team, throws that one up with the left. Now Morgan steps back. She got the screen from Hawkins, had some space, gives it to Dura. Dura, the long 2, no good. Harfs fighting for that rebound aggressively, and it appears she will be fouled by number 25, Malia Hearn.
Yeah, Harfs has really stood out to me in the second half the most out of any of the Red Devils. She's just hustling all over the place. She seems to be everywhere on the court.
Has struggled a little bit shooting, but defensively, a lot of hustle. And that's what we need from another veteran player, a leader on this team. is somebody you know you're going to have those off days offensively. You can't let that affect both ends of the floor. Now Morgan thinks about the three. She gets a screen from Harfs. Tries to reset the offense now with 15 on the shot clock. Hawkins to the lane. Kicks that one off to Harfs, and she will be fouled there by Allison Just and head to the free throw line now. 52-44, Spalding with the 8-point advantage here as Ashley Harfs looks to cut it with a pair of free throws coming up. This first one, unfortunately, will rattle off the front of the rim and fall no good for the Red Devils. Now we see number 14, another freshman, Marissa Murphy, checking into the contest for her first action today. She will knock down the back end of that pair. 52-45, a minute 30 and ticking. So now Murphy will switch that one. Murphy, a great perimeter defender as well. A nice ball handler, somebody with great court vision for the Red Devils. So that one tipped away there by Seals and will be a jump ball. And possession will go to the Red Devils. Some substitutions here for Spalding as Hunter Wright will check in for the Golden Eagles. Now Durr will try to get the offense going. Hawkins with the ball on the outside. Loves that spot, knocks down another three there. 52-48. The Red Devils cutting this deficit back down to 4 for the first time since early in that second quarter. So now the Red Devils certainly have the momentum here as Spalding fumbling the ball around a little bit, almost tipped away by Dura, forced to pull that one out. As Dura then, actually, Marissa Murphy able to poke that one away out of bounds. 13 seconds on the shot clock here. 13 on the shot clock, 36 on the game clock. Looks like Eureka will get the ball back for one final possession here. As that shot no good and a 2-second differential on the shot and game clock. And you see head coach Amos Arbogast holding up the one. You hold for that last shot, this last possession. You look to get this to a one-score game. You head into the fourth quarter, anybody's ball game.
Yeah, absolutely the right call to hold for one here, because worst case scenario going into the fourth quarter, you're only down 4.
So you can see this team certainly looks like things have loosened up here for the Red Devils. You see Kennedy Dura almost laughing on the court right there. Somebody who really enjoys playing the game of basketball, has fun with it. So you'll see her oftentimes running down the floor with a smile on her face. Right there, tries to split a double team, a no call right there as it will come to the end of the third quarter. So we are 10 minutes away from the conclusion of this contest. As it stands right now, 52 Spalding, 48 Eureka.
Yeah, we saw much more intense defense from the Red Devils in that quarter. That's a big reason why they're back in this game. Another thing, we saw more movement offensively. We mentioned in that second quarter there was a lot of standing. That pretty much all disappeared in the third.
Yeah, we saw a lot more motion, a lot more intensity. And right there at the end, we started to see where it looked like the Red Devils were back, that kind of that joking attitude. You see the smiles, the grins, the camaraderie that this team has. And oftentimes when we see that, that's when they get dangerous. That's when they get lethal on both ends of the floor, because they like putting up those plays. They want to give you highlights. They want to give you plays people are going to be talking about when they leave this contest. Now it looks like Spalding, while they are up 4, I definitely think the advantage in this fourth quarter goes to Eureka.
Yeah, the way it's going right now, it's really been just a couple momentum swings in this game. We saw early or late in the first quarter, it was all Eureka. That swung to Spalding. It's been Spalding throughout the entire second quarter, and now slowly we've seen it swing back towards Eureka in that third quarter.
As Spalding will get the ball out of the break, attacking the left side of your screen. as we are looking forward to an exciting final 10 minutes of the contest. Eureka with a lot of intensity defensively on the perimeter there as Hearn tries to get to the baseline. No good. These second chance points up and in by Kendall Powell. Eureka now gets it to Dura. Dura looking to immediately attack the basket. Kicks that one out too. Harfs thought about the three. Will dish that one off. Running the weave there, Josie Morgan will put that one up. Looks like it may have just been tipped. It'll go off the back end of the rim there. The cross-court pass for Spalding, trying to drive baseline once again. And Allison just putting that in for two quick baskets here by the Golden Eagles, has their lead back up to 8. So now Dura will just walk right to the basket on the baseline. She made the defender miss, and there was nobody to stop her right there. (56-50), 8:52 in the contest as we now have a foul. That appears to be on number 30, Jakesha Hawkins. Again, nobody really in foul trouble here for the Red Devils. Dura with 3, something you have to be careful of, be mindful of, but down the stretch she is going to play her brand of basketball regardless of the amount of fouls in the scorer's book.
Yeah, there's no doubt Dura's in this game for the remainder, no matter how many fouls she has.
As an offensive foul there, a moving screen from Powell. Dura was trying to get out to the perimeter to guard Hearn, but Powell just a little bit too physical there. The Red Devils will get the ball back here, 8:39. Josie Morgan running the point for the Red Devils, setting up the offense. And now we see a lot more motion, a lot more screens coming across the court. Dura gets to the basket there, puts that one up, no good, but she is fouled and will head to the free throw line. As it really looks like Dura is going to run the offense. Everything is going to run through here for this fourth quarter. As right there, she is one of the better finishers in the conference when she gets to the basket. And right there, she gets to the basket, draws the foul. However, she will miss the first end of her pair of free throws. Dura's second attempt is good. 56-51 here in the Reagan. Spalding really looking to swing the ball around the perimeter, looking to attack from the outside in. As just 3, no good. She gets her own rebound long off the backboard. That one, no good. She gets her rebound for a second time, spun, no good. And Spalding there, 4 chances on the possession. More times than not, you're going to close that one out with the basket. And right there, Kendall Powell did it as Spalding just fought for those rebounds down low. Pass down to the baseline. 2 Seals in the corner. No good, rebounded by Powell. Martin with the ball as Spalding is looking to swing the ball cross court. 58-51 here. Working again deep into these shot clocks. Under 10 on the shot clock now as Martin has it on the perimeter. She puts up the step back, gets that one to fall, puts this lead back to 10. And just like that, Spalding looks like they flipped a switch and are firing on all cylinders offensively.
Yeah, there's absolutely nothing you can do to defend that either. She played great defense, had the hand in the face, but just a great shot.
Now Seals tries to work around the defender down low, no good. Rebounded by Kendall Powell once again. Martin trying to work down low to Powell, now trying to reward her for the hard work on the other end. Gets her own rebound after a missed shot. Tipped away by Dura. Powell gets it back, puts it up and in for 2 as this lead now back to 12. Josie Morgan here as the Red Devils looking to answer, as Spalding has rattled off 9 unanswered points. Jakesha Hawkins, the 3 in the corner, no good. Rebounded by Powell. Kendall Powell has checked into the contest and virtually gotten every rebound since. Now Ashley Harfs running in transition as she is fouled hard there at half court. She looked to push the tempo there. And again, she gets up limping, but she is a player that is very aggressive, plays with a lot of grit, and something that this Eureka College team is going to need if they're going to win this game.
That was kind of strange. I've never seen a tackle from behind on a basketball court before.
Yeah, definitely. You saw the Wolf coming. You saw the bench calling it out, trying to poke that ball out, but really just wrapped up and took Harfs to the ground. Now Spalding will call a timeout as they will try to get some adjustments here, up by 12. Kyle, if you're the Spalding head coach, what are you telling your team right now?
Exactly what they've been doing. Eat up as much of the shot clock as they can. Look to get a good shot, but make it late in the shot clock. They're up 12, 6 minutes to go. That's a tough deficit, a tough hill to climb for Eureka.
Now on the reverse side of that, if you're head coach Amos Arbogast, how do you try to counter Spalding working deep into these shot clocks?
Just play aggressively. They played great aggressive defense in the third quarter. You just have to force their hand and try to get them to turn it over. Obviously, that's what you'd love to do all the time. But really ramp it up right now.
Yeah, certainly where the Red Devils look like they were right back into this, threatening to regain the lead. Spalding has pushed the lead to 12 as Eureka is going to need to get some offense working quickly. Trying to work inside out here like we talked about all game. Really the first time we've kind of seen that. And that one tipped out of bounds. And that will be a turnover for Eureka. So we saw right there Eureka going to the triangle offense, trying to work Dura around the lane right there, work inside out. Sarnes had a shot at it, passed up trying to get a better shot, and unfortunately the Red Devils ended up with the turnover. Now a lot of screens on the perimeter. The open look, great hands there by Ashley Harfs, and Olivia Falls hits the floor, forces the jump ball. Nice hustle there by Falls. This one will go to the Red Devils. You see there will be a quick break as they clean up a wet spot on the floor. 63-51, 5:36 remaining in the contest. The Red Devils looking to mount a late comeback here. Harfs now will inbound this one to Josie Morgan. And Spalding is back playing a 2-3 zone here, trying to limit those perimeter shots. Trying to work inside out right there as Dura does find Morgan in the corner. Morgan pulls it out as they will try to swing the ball back around. Now Sarnes dished it off, finds Dura open in the corner. That one long, no good. As with 5 minutes left, both teams working deeply into the possessions there. You're looking at between 10 to 15 more possessions in the contest total. Of course, that means Eureka having somewhere in the area of 5 to 7. You've got to start working quickly here, get some shots up. You've got to get some key makes here down the stretch. It's now Harfs in transition one-on-one as she will stop, pull that one up, gets the jumper to fall. Great look there by Harfs, not trying to be too aggressive, get to the basket, maybe throw something up, risk a no call. She stops and pops from right outside the restricted area.
I'd like to see some full court pressure defensively from Eureka. They don't have much time to work with here. The clock is really against them. They've got to try to work some turnovers out of Spalding.
As now a big play there from Harfs, again back on the other end, being a game changer for this Red Devil team on both sides of the floor as she forces Hunter Wright to get charged with the charge right there. As now down by 10, 4:19. We will see some more substitutions for the Golden Eagles. Allison Just checking back into the game for Kendall Powell. Kind of an interesting switch right there, as it appears Powell, when she was in the game, was getting virtually every rebound. And this, a time in the game for Spalding where really you just have to focus on getting all those defensive rebounds. You can't give Eureka second chance points.
No, I would expect her to get a quick breather here and be inserted right back into the game.
So they missed shot there, under 4 minutes here. 10-point deficit for the Red Devils. as now Hearn puts on a good move, tries to get to the basket, throws that one up, but she'll be fouled and head to the line for a pair of free throws. That foul on Ashley Harfst, as now Hearn will head to the free throw line. Knocks down the front end of her 2. Takes a dribble, puts it up, knocks down the pair, extending this lead to 12. Morgan will let the ball roll across the timeline, and head coach Amos Arbogast calls a 30-second timeout. As here, it really just comes down to strategy and execution. As this team down by 12, 3:46. You can't really afford to work too deeply into the shot clock. You know, you don't want to just throw up any shot. You don't want to force anything, but you've got to get good looks quickly in the possession.
Exactly. That is just what I was going to say, Thomas. You by no means do you need to force up threes right now. You have just under 4 minutes. You're down 12, but you have to get possessions fast. Basically, I'd say the first decent look you have, especially if it's 3, go ahead. For a couple of the girls out here, I'd say Dura, Morgan, Sarnes, shoot a 3, even if it's like a halfway decent look, because that's your best chance to get back in this game.
Yeah, certainly with this team, you see the main 3 shooters on the floor right now for the Red Devils will be Dura, Morgan, and Sarnes. Harfst has shown that ability. She was cold early, but has hit some shots as of late, an outside threat. And then Olivia Falls is going to be down low, working and fighting for every rebound, as she is going to really have to step up here and try to extend the possessions if the Red Devils can't get shots to fall. Dura gets the quick 3 there. That one no good, rebounded by Spalding. Right there with the miss. That's the kind of possession we're talking about. You have to get a quick look, and as soon as you get, you don't have to get a fantastic look, but as soon as you get a good look, a decent look, you're going to have to pull the trigger.
Yeah, early on, if that was a first quarter shot there, I still wouldn't hate it, but you're looking to get something better. That's a perfectly fine shot attempt there in the fourth quarter, down 12 with 3 minutes left.
There's a foul there on Dura. Now that will be her 4th personal. And that one tipped away by Sarnes. And that one will be a kick on Spalding, and now Eureka will get the ball back. Nice job defensively there. A quick possession, you force a turnover, and again you have to come back and try to get your shot. Try to get it quickly, and you've got to start getting things to fall. It's right there trying to work down low to Falls. Falls puts that one up. She is fouled. Will head to the line for 2. Taking 11 seconds off the clock there. You need to knock down all your free throws here down the stretch. Eureka came into the contest shooting 67% from the charity stripe. So that one will go all around the rim. No good. 65-53 here, 3 minutes left. Fall's second attempt is short. Rebounded there by Hunter Wright. So now we are seeing a lot of pressure from the Red Devils there, and Spalding just weaves their way through the pressure and gets an easy layup. Now Morgan running the other way. Harfst thinks about the 3. Finds Sarnes. They're trying to drive to the basket still. Morgan with the 3. That one no good, out of bounds. And the ball will head back to the Spalding Golden Eagles. Falls guarding the inbound right there. And that will go out of bounds on Spalding. Great job there by Falls, forcing the errant pass right there, and the Red Devils will get the ball back. Down by 14 here. 2:34. It's a big lead, something it's not out of reach, but definitely as this clock ticks down, it's going to be more and more of an uphill battle for the Red Devils. It's right there, a good look with Sarnes in the corner, knocks that one down, just what the Red Devils needed. Now the press, the Red Devils looking to trap there, but a good job by T. Scoggin of fighting through that pressure. And a little bit of a bump there as Goggin will hit the floor, and Josie Morgan gets called for that foul. Spalding still not in the bonus yet, as that is just Eureka's 4th team foul. And the Red Devils again here looking to get a steal immediately off the inbound. The inbound to Hearn, guarded there by Dura. Dura, of course, having to be careful here with her 4 fouls. Hearn there, the back door to Hunter Wright. Lays that one in from the right block. Now the Red Devils just trying to do a little bit too much there, trying to get everything back at once, and that ball will go out of bounds, a turnover for the Red Devils. The inbounds there to T. Scoggin as she just outruns the Red Devils up the floor. .145 and ticking here on the game clock, 15 seconds on the shot clock, 67-56 Spalding. And Hearn just driving through the defense right there. Another offensive rebound for the Golden Eagles, and Wright puts that one up and in. 69-56 here in the Reagan. So now that foul will be on Sierra Seals. And now Spalding will head to the free throw line. (71-56), 1 minute and 20 seconds here. Kyle, why don't you tell us a little bit about where you really think Spalding thrived in this contest?
Offensive rebounds obviously was an enormous turning point in this game. When Spalding started to thrive, the game really turned around, and Eureka really just couldn't do anything to stop it.
Yeah, we definitely saw a game changer there for the Spalding Golden Eagles. Number 22, Kendall Powell, she came in, she got 3 offensive rebounds in 1 possession, and down the stretch here, it really looks like Spalding just won the battle on the boards. As Allison just steps to the free throw line and knocks down the pair. (73-56) here, a minute 20. Josie Morgan has that one tipped away, recovered by Dura as she finds Harfst. Harfst drives to the baseline, puts that one up, fouled, and she will head back to the free throw line. Once again, make sure you stay tuned and open up the news stream at the conclusion of this contest for the men's contest, as they will complete the back end of this doubleheader, as the Eureka College Red Devils will take on the Spalding Golden Eagles. Again, the Red Devils coming in 5-10, 4-5 in the SLIAC against Spalding 8-9, 7-3 in the SLIAC. This men's team has won a couple big games here as of late, beating McMurray 102-80 at home before hitting the road where they took down Iowa Wesleyan 82-73. This team also was supposed to face Greenville on Sunday. That game postponed. Make sure you continue to check out the Eureka Red Devils website to get an update on the schedule as they get all of that settled. But this team here down the closing stretch will go on the road to Westminster before returning home to face Blackburn and Webster. Some big games from here on out. A lot of must-wins for this team. We are nearing the conclusion of this first contest, 73-57. While Spalding does have the 16-point advantage right now, Kyle, where are some areas where you think the Red Devils thrived throughout the contest, and where are some areas where you think we definitely need to see some improvement?
Yeah, it's really the opposite of what I said for Spalding. The defensive rebounding was pretty weak today for the Red Devils. That's something that needs to be cleaned up. However, they did really well in transition, as they always do. They really turned up the intensity late on defense, and they were at their best when they were playing intense defense.
It's certainly an exciting team to watch when they're firing on all cylinders. Just unfortunately today, like you mentioned, Spalding, I think the real storyline of this game, when the team looks back and just kind of wonders what went wrong here, what could have changed the contest, it was the battle of the boards. Spalding late in the contest getting those offensive rebounds, extending possessions. And that's usually an area where we see Eureka with the advantage. However, today that was unfortunately not the case, as Harfst will knock down her first free throw attempt.
Yeah, the Red Devils, they were just too inconsistent today. If they could put together a full 40 minutes with intense defense running the floor, of course, that's a lot to ask. That really burns you out fast. But this is a very good team when they are doing that.
Yeah, we saw them come out early in the first quarter, had their lead up to 8. And then Spalding actually took their first lead of the contest with just 3 seconds left in that first quarter, making a 3, going up 19-18. And that second quarter of action just seemed to be all Spalding. Definitely the turning point in this contest, as now Spalding will head back to the free throw line. Malia Hearn knocks down her first free throw attempt, as we will see Sarnes and Dura checking back into the game for the Red Devils, having to play the offensive-defensive substitution game here. Hearn knocks down the pair, 75-59, as we are under a minute left in the contest. The quick three-point attempt right there by Sarnes, no good, rebounded by Powell and fouled by Jakeisha Hawkins. And right there where we talked about with a little bit more time left, where the Red Devils were looking to get the good shot, not forcing anything, down 16 under a minute, this is where you have to start forcing shots. You just have to put up shot attempts. So you can see on your screen both men's squads for Eureka and Spalding are in the tunnels. They are ready to get going here. This one certainly an exciting stretch for the men's team. So they went through some struggles early in the year, but they have certainly been playing much better basketball as of late, looking to make that postseason push. Again, coming off the success making the conference tournament last season, this team looking to get back there, looking to fight for their spot and look at a chance at that title. That 3 there, no good. Tipped around, rebounded by the Red Devils. So now Jakeisha Hawkins will put up a 3. That one no good again, rebounded by Dura, back to Hawkins. Hawkins steps back, puts that one up. Long rebound, no good to Spalding, and now the Red Devils will back off. And Spalding with a 1 second shot and game clock differential. Now the shot clock is off, and Spalding will look to dribble this one out. Right there, however, there will be a foul on Samantha Sarnes. And Malia Hearn will head back to the free throw line. At the conclusion of this contest, if you want to see statistics from the first half of our doubleheader, once again, make sure you go to EurekaRedDevils.com, where you can see a game recap, and later tonight there will be a full game write-up. Free throw attempt, no good. And the Red Devils here put up a 3 from the left wing. That one, Ashley Harfs, and now Spalding comes down with the rebound and will dribble this one out. The time ticks off the clock here. The Red Devils drop this one as Spalding will sweep the season series 78-59 here in the Reagan. I'm Thomas Harrison. Alongside me tonight, Kyle Cashdollar. Make sure you check back in with us as we get ready to start the second half of our doubleheader. featuring the men's squads from Eureka and Spalding. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll be back.